Now that I know more about, like, Urianger and how hard it is for him to put, like, his feelings into words, like, I can't tell you, like, how relatable that is. Like, to me, that's kind of a problem I have quite a bit. Like, I don't know how to put, like, feelings into words, and I also don't know how to, like, pick up on certain cues as far as other people's feelings go. There's something in that box. Hello, Ellie. Kaoru, what are you doing out here? I came to help you. No, I don't mind if you help with the boxes, but it's far from the most exciting of tasks. Are you sure? Yeah. Well, I appreciate the assistance. We need to get these to Aporia. Time is short, of course, but they're full of organic specimens and samples, so try not to be too rough with them. Alphino should be waiting for us when we arrive. I'll see you there. Deliver the crate samples to Alphino. You'll have 3 minutes to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and we'll begin anew. Alright, let's cheat. Alfie, I have a package for you. Oh, you're helping with the crates? Wonderful. You can put that right there. Right there with the others. It's not voice, is it? No, it's not. You have my gratitude. But how did you come to be involved in this? Thancred said your sister needed help. Ha! And I suppose I have Thancred to think as well. If you're wondering why we were tasked with bringing these books to the Poria to begin with, so was I. It turns out that this is a base of operations of sorts. Those with final say as to what is included in the ship's manifest can be found here. Father included, I suspect. Pardon? Oh. That should be everything. We're about to have a moment, Alize. You carried all of that at once? Are you trying to injure yourself? Oh, hush. They're lighter than they look, and not everyone has your delicate arms. I suppose we should let someone know that we finished. Theopoldin is in the courtyard. We can report to him. Why don't you come along? You should get credit for your assistance at least. Considering where we are, we might even learn something interesting. Much to be expected from your sister, Alphino. I'm with my twins for this class. I keep thinking that I've seen him elsewhere, but I cannot for the life of me remember when. Theopoldin. He sounds kind of familiar. I don't know. This must be Theopoldin. God, it never ends, does it? What can I do for you? We brought samples from Charlie and Hamlet. Zeros 110? The crates are by the entrance. Ah, thank you. I had expected one of my colleagues, but we are dreadfully short-handed. Just a moment. You are Portiono's children, are you not? Alphino and Alize at your service. You're well acquainted with Father, I take it. Quite. I've been friends with your parents since our days in the studium. I remember when you were yay high, waddling hither and thither. Clearly, it's been some time since we've met. 'Tis good to see you again, wielding your father's newlist, no less. You knew our parents when they were young? What were they like? Pray, spare no detail. I should like nothing more than to regale you. Alas, I am meant to be in charge here, and reams of paperwork want for submission. We can help with that, in exchange for the sort of stories our parents would never willingly divulge, of course. Very well then. There happen to be 3 sets of documents in need of delivering, so how about each of you take one? Thank you for lumping me in with them. Now I get to hear stories. Wait right there. Oh, my battery's getting low. Shit, 1 second. 1 second. I need to charge my battery. Quick and efficient, I dare say you have a talent for this work. The twins' papers only needed to be delivered to elsewhere in the facility, so they should be returning any moment. Is this voiced? Please be voiced. It's not. Damn it. We return with not a scrap of paperwork remaining on our persons. You will note. You both have my thanks, and my apologies for sending you on an errand far below your ambitions. Why, even as a babe, you struggled out of your swaddling clothes, and... That's quite enough of that, thank you. It was compromising stories of our parents that we had asked to hear. To reiterate, God damn it, Alice. Of course. I've known your father for so long. I must have something. Well, as you know, part of why Deliver Your Name garners such respect in Charlene is your family's storied history. The 2 of you trace your ancestry directly to those who came aboard Nyankrup's Hope. A lineage few can claim. I've never thought much of it myself. It's not as though our forebears founded our nation. They were simply there when it happened. Nevertheless, it has traditionally been a point of pride. 'Tis why Nyankep's pronouncement, renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason, has ever been our family's creed. Until your grandfather's time, Archon Louis Sois looked not to Nyankep's words, but his deeds. He asserted in defiance of his peers that choosing to save the great and the small from the rising tides was the true mark of our founder's virtue. I can't read. Perhaps it was his expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecy and fall of civilizations, that led him to conclude that to eschew conflict at every turn was to consign mankind to his doom. There will ever be conflict, and calamity will follow. Thus, to ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom. It is indolence. I did the same thing whenever I was able to say it in the last... Okay. It is indolence. You remember his words well. Indeed, Archon Louis Sois lived by that personal creed, and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, Charlene or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yet Fortuneau could not reconcile Louis Sois' deeds with the prophecy of their forebears and his peers, a philosophy in which he believed so fervently, yet made a pariah of his father. Fortuneau agonized over the contradiction for much of his life. God's father. A son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear. It is not always that. Is it not always thus? Gods know Fortuneau's cranky old goat, so I'm sure you butt heads often enough. Yet even so, you must know that you are constantly in his thoughts, every moment of every day, and that is not an exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born. Barely recognizable, he was with a kind and dumbfounded grin I'd not seen since he took a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it, he loves you to an embarrassing degree. But he is also frustratingly single-minded. Once he's decided that a given action is for the best, he will stay the course no matter who or what opposes him. A profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other end of it, as I'm sure you will agree. I'll say. Thank you for your insight. When next we meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke. Try not to get me in too much trouble now. I need the form on my side. Speaking of which, I have to be getting back to work. I have to make sure those specimens you brought make it to their proper places, or the cranky old goat will will have my hide. We can speak again later. Talking is hard, you guys. Hail, you three. Graha, surely Coco hasn't driven you out of the forge already. For better or for worse, no. However, he has set me a task that requires more than a single pair of hands, and here you are. I could use at least one of you, but I won't object to more. Unfortunately, Alize and I have prior commitments, and we have delayed too long as it is. What about you, Kaoru? Can you spare the time? Of course I can. I've got all the time in the world. Perfect. This shouldn't take long. I'm having we're having moments with all of our friends, and I'm starting to get very concerned that they're all gonna die. I'm heavily concerned for our friends, you guys. I have been since the start of the expansion. I have a feeling somebody's gonna die. I don't want that to happen, but I have a feeling it's gonna happen. I do trust you to deliver on your promise. I do, only. I hate waiting. I want that adamantine and I want it now. We, share your impatience, I assure you. Is there truly nothing else we can assist with in the meantime? I wish. This sitting about's unbearable. Pity the forum frowns on recreational explosives. Well, so long as they can't prove it was premeditated. Get you gone. I've mistakes to make. Really? What? In that case, I suppose I should go and return the key to the reactor. I'll have one more look to make sure that nothing has gone wrong. Unintentionally or otherwise. I'm certain there are better uses of your time, however. I will join you in Charlene Hamlet anon. Are there better things for me to do? I don't know. It says wait at the destination, so I'm guessing not. I don't care, I'm lazy. Ruh-roh. If you wait here, your companions are bound to turn up sooner or later. Wait your companions. 3 hours later. I don't know how to do SpongeBob voice. Ooh, the music. Please be voiced. It sounds like it might be.
I take it.
Yay.
We finished what we could. Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals.
trivial tasks as they may be.
I mean, at least we helped.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Our consultations with the Loperates, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have for the most part been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Adamantite. Adamantine is what I've been saying.
Alphino, are you there? It's me, Cryo. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Special delivery.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
Is it the adamantite? Adamantite. That how you say it? Yeah.
Now, where might this delivery be?
So many people. Jeez.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot. No wonder there was even the
I'm sure it's very important,
Rabbinaster?
but
Really?
we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
Why the 12? Surely, these can't all be.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
And more on the way. Got your
Hi, Sakard.
adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any
Hi,
of these sorry
Madeline.
bastards brought, and that's no lie.
It's the himbo group.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Himbo squad.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalamon shard.
Oh, you guys are such great friends.
I'll have you know I went all the way to the entrance. I
What?
played a vital role in keeping a lookout whilst our expeditionary forces secured the adamantite.
Madeline, you can't brag about just staying at the entrance.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they?
Oh god.
Well then, credit where credit's due. You did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
Oh god. Where's Honorwa? Honorwa would love Sakard.
Back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
My,
Sir
what a
Bun
grand
Hancock.
welcome party. Hancock and Soroban. We come bearing relics both sacred and Allegan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of Rayson Temple. 'Twas passing fortunate that Senri's dango craving brought us to Kugane. We arrived precisely as Hancock was making his arrangements. Upon learning of your need, we made haste back to Hell's Lid, with our dango, never fear, and consulted with the other auspices.
Tenzin's blade.
All consented to the lending of Tenzin's legendary Phoenix Blade for this noble cause.
Wonder what dialogue option you would get if you didn't do the Four Lords.
Suzaku and Seiryu were nevertheless worried that it might be lost in transit, however, and insisted upon accompanying me to Onokoro, where I had intended to entrust it to our Confederate allies. I thought instead to give it over to Hancock when we chanced to cross paths yet again. But alas, Seiryu remained ill at ease, and ordered me see the blade into your hands personally, or die trying.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time.
What would happen if he didn't do the Ravenaster raids either, huh?
Fortunately, our Majestic associates have been more than helpful.
God,
It's an honor to join
wondering.
the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
Wondering what would have happened if he didn't do all these side shit.
But what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenar Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability. And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
Don't let the names fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
Tataru! We love you! We wouldn't be able to do anything without you.
When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount. We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement.
Which generous patron?
She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions.
Oh my gosh!
We even had coffers to fill.
Of course.
Mother!
Amelians.
Get fucked, Horsional.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full. We can hardly take them with us on your teeny-tiny toy boat, now can we? And 'twould be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent.
I love her
Waste
so
not.
much now. Oh no.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Hey, Erinville!
You were involved too.
Everybody's loving on him right now because he's so
I
fucking
received a letter
attractive.
from Cryo after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are. I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlie.
So attractive.
I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless
I mean, you're a neutral party anyway,
undiscovered
so.
wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters. Though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed.
Yeah,
To make a
everybody's
long story
crushing on
short,
Erinville right now.
The whole of the guildship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
Me too. Yay! Ironworks!
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon? And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
He's got a point.
See it? You brought the team. Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship.
It's gonna take over.
Oh, I nearly forgot. We stopped by Whirlit before coming here and picked up a package from Gaius. He's still of the mind that actions make for better penance than words, contrite or otherwise, so we offer none of the latter. What he sent is an Allegan relic Valens used in his weapons experiments. Has a fair bit of refined adamantite in it, too.
This is all coming full circle. What if he didn't do any of this side quest shit? That's what I'm wondering.
As not suspect, we've also brought adamantite from Mordona's Dalamud shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryl's message. So few scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshires, treasure hunters, not least among them.
Excuse me, I did not mean to burp. Oh my god.
The Gobbyflock fought. Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness. The clash between their machina and the Allegan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the gobby booms.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat Han not have more pressing concerns?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you.
Varshan is still very, very adorable. As weird as it is.
Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent.
Oh.
Ashdaya's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say, "Very well." Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
So many people, so much stuff, and help.
Unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again. Forget a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no? 10, no? 14 bleeding percent.
Oh my god. This guy.
Think of how far we could go. what we could do with that much power! What we could blow up!
Oh my god, I love him!
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Pardon? You better say something nice, if not, I'm gonna slug you. You're on thin ice with me, boy.
Yes, Father?
Mm-hmm. I'm watching you.
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship.
You better say something nice.
Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it.
Say something nice!
The lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility.
Say something nice, you jerk.
Do you understand? And are you prepared?
Don't try to psych them out. Of course they're prepared.
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
They're not kids anymore.
Then I will bear it with you.
Thank God.
I beg you, share your struggles with me. As family.
Dude, you disowned them though. Yeah, even Kaoru's like, really? I'm happy too, it's just still. It took you this long.
You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst.
Don't do this to me.
'Twas love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great exodus would succeed. Must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Charlian's policies, a perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool, perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing, when he perished at Cartano. As we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger, and so
Why did it
much
take you
wiser
so long,
than
dude?
I dared dream. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels.
They've gone through so
Ours
much.
is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Like, they've gone through so much, and you're just not...
Oh, no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Amelians.
They all have ribbons in their hair. I never noticed! I mean, I noticed now. That's the reason why I wore that hairstyle that their mom's wearing. I wore that hairstyle for quite a while.
Though I have wronged
So it's like, oh,
my
they
children
had black hair
most
ribbon
gravely,
in my hair.
I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger.
Nope, that was all them.
Yours, in particular. I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
Okay, I guess he's getting better in my brain.
If we've finished loitering about the harbor, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Yeah.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You've no small number of friends and admirers here, after all.
Gosh, are we gonna be put on the spot to have to say something? Like... Oh, lend us your strength. Our moment of triumph is close at hand. With me. No, it's more of an us situation. So, lend us your strength.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
Orderly fashion. He says as like the harbor is just in shambles right now from everything that they brought.